Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a look at NVIDIA. You know, the company behind those incredible graphics cards that make our games look so amazing.
But there's a lot more to their story than just gaming.
Right. We've got some excerpts from an article here called NVIDIA, Pioneering the Future of Technology. And we're going to dive deep into how NVIDIA evolved from this tiny little startup to a tech giant.
And how they're shaping the future of AI, self-driving cars, and even the metaverse.
Exactly. So let's start by rewinding back to 1993. The internet was just taking off. And three guys, Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Prime, founded NVIDIA.
With this goal of completely revolutionizing computer graphics.
They were ambitious from the start.
Yeah.
I mean, even the name NVIDIA comes from the Latin word for envy, kind of hinting at their drive to be the very best.
And their timing was perfect. 1993 was a pivotal year. Computers were starting to become more visual, and gaming was on the rise.
NVIDIA was in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
Their big break came in 1999 with the GeForce 256. This wasn't just another graphics card. It was the world's first GPU, a graphics processing unit.
It totally changed how we experience games. Suddenly, 3D graphics were smoother, more detailed, and way more immersive. It was a game changer.
And it set a new standard for gaming visuals. It's really no exaggeration to say that NVIDIA has been pushing those boundaries ever since.
Definitely not.
But it wasn't just about making powerful hardware.
No, they understood something crucial.
What's that?
The gaming experience is about more than just the graphics card itself.
Right.
So they built a whole ecosystem around their products, like GeForce Experience, that optimizes game settings and keeps drivers up to date.
Oh yeah, GeForce Experience, I use that all the time.
Yeah.
And then you've got the game-ready drivers.
Exactly. Specifically tuned for new game releases.
Because you're ready to go right out of the gate. It seems like a lot of extra effort. Why bother?
Because it's a brilliant strategy. They're not just selling a product, they're creating this whole seamless, optimized experience for gamers.
Yeah, you get that feeling that they really care about the details.
It makes a huge difference.
So they were building a whole world for gamers. But while all this was going on, they were quietly becoming a major force in AI too. How did that happen?
It's actually a fascinating connection, GPUs. With their parallel processing power, they're perfect for all the complex calculations that AI requires. It was almost like they had this secret weapon hiding in plain sight.
So their gaming tech had this hidden potential for AI all along.
Exactly. And in 2006, they launched CUDA, short for Compute Unified Device Architecture.
CUDA, okay.
This was a total game changer.
All right.
Because now developers could use GPUs for all sorts of things beyond graphics.
So it wasn't just for making games look pretty anymore.
Exactly. This opened up a whole new world for scientists, researchers, anyone who needed serious computing power. And then along came deep learning, which relies on processing massive amounts of data.
And NVIDIA's GPUs were the perfect fit.
They were the ideal solution.
Wow. So the company that started out making our games look fantastic is now powering things like OpenAI's GPT models.
Right. Those incredibly human-like chatbots.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It really is. And it doesn't stop there. Their GPUs are now essential in data centers. You know those massive server farms that power the internet?
That's friend.
And cloud computing.
Yeah, those things are huge.
And NVIDIA is right at the heart of it. They've even developed the A100 Tensor Core GPU.
Specifically for the demands of AI in those massive data centers. It's like a monster processor, built to handle these enormous data sets.
It is. And remember their ecosystem approach in gaming.
Yeah, creating that whole experience.
They're doing the same thing for AI. They offer DGX systems, basically pre-built supercomputers for AI research, which makes it much easier for companies to get into AI development.
So they're not just providing the tools.
You're providing the whole platform.
It's like you're building a new world, not just for gamers anymore,
Right.
but for the future of AI.
That's a great way to put it. Welcome back to our deep dive into NVIDIA.
So before we paused, we were talking about how NVIDIA has become a major player in AI self-driving cars, even the metaverse.
That's a pretty incredible story.
It really is.
Yeah.
And they've achieved amazing market success. But with all this focus on technology and growth, I'm curious, how are they handling sustainability?
That's a really important question these days.
It is?
Especially for a company like NVIDIA.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with things like chip manufacturing and data centers, which use a ton of energy.
Those things are energy hogs.
They are. Sustainability is becoming a really big deal for tech companies.
Consumers are demanding it.
Absolutely. And it's just the right thing to do.
So how is NVIDIA approaching this? Are they just talking about it or actually taking action?
They seem to be walking the walk.
Okay,
They've been pretty vocal about their commitment to designing energy-efficient technology.
makes sense. They're already known for high performance.
Right.
So it makes sense to build that into their sustainability goals.
And they're doing things like using renewable energy sources in their facilities.
Oh, that's great. And they're working on more sustainable manufacturing practices.
So a pretty comprehensive approach.
Yeah, they seem to be addressing multiple aspects of their operations.
It sounds like they're trying to really align their business with sustainability.
They are.
But even for a giant like NVIDIA, there must be some serious challenges ahead.
Oh, definitely. The tech world is incredibly competitive.
It's like a constant race to innovate and stay ahead of the curve.
It is.
Yeah.
What are some of the specific challenges that NVIDIA faces?
Well, one thing is that the GPU market is so dynamic.
It is. New technologies and architectures are constantly emerging.
It must be tough to keep up.
It is. NVIDIA needs to constantly be anticipating what's coming next.
So it's not just about having the fastest processor today
No, it's about predicting what will be needed tomorrow.
and staying ahead of the competition.
Exactly. Companies like AMD and Intel are always right there trying to catch up.
Or even surpass them.
Exactly.
This reminds me of how they built that whole ecosystem around their gaming products.
Is that something they're doing in other areas too? Like with AI and data centers?
Absolutely. That focus on creating a comprehensive ecosystem is a huge advantage for them.
It makes it easier for developers to build on their platform.
Exactly. Platforms like CUDA and Omniverse are great examples.
They're not just selling chips.
They're enabling a whole world of possibilities.
That's pretty smart.
It is.
But isn't competition a good thing in some ways? Doesn't it push everyone to innovate and ultimately benefit consumers?
That's a great point. Competition is definitely a powerful force for progress. It forces companies to constantly improve and offer more value.
So ultimately, everyone wins.
Exactly. Consumers get better products, and the industry as a whole moves forward.
So even though NVIDIA faces these challenges, it's ultimately a good thing.
It is.
So let's shift gears a bit. What about the future? What exciting things are on the horizon for NVIDIA? What are you most excited about?
Well, if their past is any indication, the future is going to be full of breakthroughs.
That's for sure. They're always pushing the limits.
They're already looking into things like quantum computing.
Quantum computing. That sounds amazing.
It is. It has the potential to solve problems that are impossible even for the most powerful computers today.
Like what kind of problems?
Things like drug discovery, materials, science, and of course, artificial intelligence.
We could see breakthroughs we can't even imagine right now.
Exactly.
Wow. And they're also looking into 6G technology.
No rats, the next generation of wireless technology.
Imagine even faster speeds and lower latency.
It could totally change how we interact with the digital world.
It sounds like science fiction.
It does, but it's coming. And NVIDIA is right there on the cutting edge.
So what about their core areas like AI? What do you think the future holds for them there?
AI is already changing everything around us.
It is from healthcare to finance to how we shop.
Exactly. And NVIDIA is at the forefront of this AI revolution.
We've got AI assistants, personalized recommendations, even things like predictive analytics becoming more and more common.
Right. And that's just the beginning. As AI continues to evolve, its impact will only grow.
And it sounds like NVIDIA is going to be a leader in this evolution.
They are. They're not just riding the wave, they're actively shaping it.
They're always looking for the next big thing.
They are. They're anticipating future needs and building the tools to meet them.
That seems to be key to their success.
It is. They're not afraid to take risks and experiment with new ideas.
It's not just about being innovative for the sake of it.
No, they seem to be genuinely driven to make a difference in the world.
To use technology to solve problems and create a better future.
Exactly.
That's inspiring. It's great to know a company with so much influence is also focused on using its power for good.
I agree. Welcome back to our final part of this deep dive into NVIDIA.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. We've covered a lot of ground from their early days in gaming to their leadership in AI and their push into areas like self-driving cars and the metaverse.
And we talked about their commitment to sustainability and the competitive challenges they face.
It's clear that NVIDIA is a company that's constantly evolving, always looking for the next big thing.
It's really impressive.
And their success is a testament to their vision, their innovation, and their ability to adapt to a rapidly changing tech landscape.
They seem to have this knack for anticipating what's coming next and then building the tools and the ecosystems to make it happen.
They do, and that's a powerful combination.
So before we wrap up, What are some final thoughts about NVIDIA's story and what it means for the future of technology? What's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think NVIDIA's story is a reminder that technology is constantly evolving, and the companies that thrive are the ones that embrace that change.
They're not afraid to take risks and explore new frontiers.
Exactly. They're not content with just staying in their lane. They're always looking for new ways to push the boundaries.
And they're not just doing it for the sake of innovation. They're focused on solving real-world problems and making a positive impact.
Right. It's not just about profits and market share. It's about using technology to make a difference.
That's what makes their story so compelling.
I agree.
So as we conclude our deep dive into NVIDIA, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from all of this?
I'd say keep an eye on NVIDIA.
Because they're likely to be at the forefront of many of the technological advancements that shape our future.
They are. They're a company that's not afraid to dream big, and they have the talent and the resources to make those dreams a reality.
So that's NVIDIA, a company that started out with a vision to revolutionize gaming and ended up transforming entire industries.
And they're not done yet. Their story is still being written.
So thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of NVIDIA.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope you learned something new and maybe even got inspired to think about the future of technology in a whole new way.
That's what we hope for.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Because the future is out there waiting to be discovered.
And who knows? Maybe NVIDIA will be the ones leading the way.
Maybe they will.